in the metaverse that I really thought was really interesting. Snoop Dogg is now a character in the video game Call of Duty, and I'm going to break down for you from a Dr. Boyce perspective why this move by Snoop Dogg is a big deal and why it reflects a broader trend in terms of how he and other entertainers are investing right now. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, under one condition. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means that we put ourselves at the top of our priority list. Black first means that we educate our kids. Black first means that we work hard right now so that we can win in the future. If you agree with that philosophy, if you agree that Black people need to put Black people first, if you agree that we got to educate our kids, if you agree that we want to build wealth for the future, put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat. Hashtag B1. I told you guys about the $100,000 pledge that I'm going to ask you guys to make for your children, where I believe every Black child in this country, really around this world, needs to have $100,000 waiting for them when they're 25 years old in assets, stocks, whatever it is that you can get for that child. And I'm going to show you exactly how. And so we'll talk more about that later. But until then, how many of you, give me a yes or no, how many of you heard that Snoop Dogg is now a character on the video game Call of Duty? Did anybody else hear that? Did you catch any of that? It's some of you may not know anything about this world. I'm gonna introduce you to this world. I will guide you into this space because I believe it is worth your time to take a moment and pay attention to what is happening around you. These are signs of things that are yet to come. This is a canary in the mine kind of moment, because the metaverse is coming. How many of you have heard anything about the metaverse and the metaverse coming and how big the metaverse is going to be? Give me a yes if you've heard any of that, or if you heard about the major trends in terms of what's going to happen with the metaverse. That's a very big deal. And so anyway, so here's the deal. So Snoop Dogg just signed a major deal with a company called Activision. Activision owns the game Call of Duty. Call of Duty is a big game that is played. I'm trying to share my screen here. It's not letting me share my screen. There we go. There's Snoop up there. He's right there on the screen. And Activision owns this game Call of Duty that is played by about 250 million people on Earth. There's literally 250 million people that play this video game. So if you're not into it, and you think, oh, video games are just for children or video games are just for people on the fringes, stop that, because you're going to be on the fringes very soon, because this is one of the main primary, most economically profitable entry points into the metaverse. I'm telling you, all this metaverse talk, it's all linking back to money. Money's being made in the metaverse. And the difference between the metaverse economy and the other economy is that the metaverse economy is bigger than the universe, right? It is infinite. You can grow forever. So there are people who are doing a land grab right now in the metaverse. Snoop Dogg, I have to give him and his team credit, because he is one of the first people that's really doing this metaverse land grab and embracing it with both hands. So let me just kind of give you some idea on some of this. And again, I didn't even really know much about the video game space. I used to play video games a lot when I was younger. I stopped playing about 2006 because I thought, oh, okay, now I'm going to go and do professor stuff and go make money or do whatever, grown-up stuff, right? Then about 15 years later, I got bored and I wanted to connect to my son. And I said, he likes video games. Maybe I'll go back and revisit my love for video games. And I got into it and I haven't stopped playing. I love it. I play the same game that Snoop is on, Call of Duty. And what was interesting is that there's a culture around this. It's not something that 9-year-olds play by themselves. You're talking about, I've met so many of you, men and women, who are like as old as 50, 60, 70 years old that are playing these video games. So this is a big world. This is a big universe that at some point, in my view, is going to gain in economics what you might call utility. There's going to be a lot more uses for the metaverse that go outside of simply playing a video game. Now, actually, before I move on, give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me. Let me know if you guys can hear me, because I had a freeze up on my screen, and for a minute, I wasn't even sure if you guys could hear me or not. So just put a yes in the chat, or say we can hear you, or I can hear you, or something like that. So that way I know I'm not talking to myself. All right, so here's the deal. Here's what I want to tell you in terms of what I'm seeing with this trend with Snoop. I think that these metaverse moves are going to be the moves that could make Snoop into a billionaire. I believe Snoop Dogg could theoretically, before he's done, be worth over $1 billion because at some point in the next 10 years, Snoop Dogg is going to sign some sort of contract that will give him well over $100 million a year. If you are making over $100 million a year and it is a solid contract, then you technically, probably, according to most economic calculations and multiples, technically in billionaire status. Kanye West became a billionaire. And actually, when I talked to Kanye on the phone, he told me he was worth $4 billion. I didn't believe him, but then again, I'm not one to question or doubt. Two things I don't doubt. I don't doubt Kanye and I don't doubt Tom Brady because somehow they figure it all out. And so I'm not going to question Kanye and what he said. But at the end of the day, the reason Kanye became a billionaire is for one key reason. He signed a deal with the Gap that paid him over $120 million a year. The Forbes magazine then takes that number and they do what is called a multiple. They multiply it. They say, okay, his multiple should be about 11, right? Now, according to financial theory, the multiples can change based on the growth rates and the stability of the cash flow stream and all that, but they picked a multiple. And they said, okay, well, if you take 113 million a year, whatever he gets, and you multiply by 12 or 11, it's over $1 billion. So he's technically a billionaire. So Snoop Dogg, let's go back to Snoop. Snoop Dogg is going to probably be a billionaire because I believe that not only are his moves right now in the metaverse big financially, but they're not as big as they're going to be 10 years from today. When the metaverse finally catches on, y'all going to be going to work in the metaverse. You're going to be meeting your grandma in the metaverse. You're going to be doing family reunions in the metaverse. You're going to be going to concerts in the metaverse. You're going to be having office meetings in the metaverse. You're going to be you're going to be going to the club, meeting women in the metaverse. Because that is the direction that is going. My wife and I meet in the metaverse, and when we went into the metaverse, I had to get into it with some guys because they were literally trying to hit on my wife in the metaverse. I'm like, she's an avatar. How do you even know that she's cute? She is cute, but man, you don't know that, right? So at the end of the day, my point is that this metaverse thing is big. You don't want to miss out on this if you are an investor. Now, what I'm going to do is toward the end, I'll give you an investing strategy that can allow you to connect to what's going on in the metaverse. I'll just basically tell you an ETF that I really like. And so actually, before we move on, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Also, reminder, if you live in Detroit, the One Africa African Unity Conference is happening in Detroit on April 30th. And I won't be there, but my wife will be there. Professor James Small will be there. Dr. Ken Harris will be there. Malena Karenga will be there. There's Shahrazad Ali is going to be there. So if you're into that kind of thing, into the whole pro-black thing, then feel free. I have tickets right there on my website, boycewatkins.com. There's a lot of stuff at boycewatkins.com, so you should go there regularly because there's always cool stuff up there, free stuff and whatever. So just go to boycewatkins.com if you'd like to join that event. And also, my wife and I are going to do an event in Chicago around May 15th. I believe that's the date. We want to do like a love and money kind of event, just sort of a fun social thing. So if you're into that kind of thing, then you can get the passes there. They'll be up there this week. All right, so let me move on. Let me just tell you a few little things you want to pay attention to in terms of Snoop and the metaverse. At first, I got into this metaverse stuff. I got into Call of Duty because I wanted to connect to my son, and it worked. I got into his video games. I go in and we start talking about Overwatch and stuff like that, and it was really fascinating. The technology is great. It's really interesting. I made some friends. It's been a lot of fun. But then I started looking at the business side, and I said, "Holy cow, man, this is big." I started watching how they were monetizing the metaverse. I noticed like the Snoop Dogg skin sells for $20 a skin, right? You're not buying anything that's actually physically real. You're just buying this thing where your metaverse character, your skin is like skin you put on. It's a character that you play, your avatar. So you buy the Snoop Dogg avatar that comes with, like I think one of the guns is a submachine gun called the Shiznit. And he shoots these bullets that are like weed tracer rounds, so it's all built on this whole weed brand or whatever. I told you guys, y'all got to be careful about smoking too much weed, though. It does do brain damage, just so you know. That's why I'm not partaking in nothing that alters my mind. I'm a black man. I'm trying to be alert. I'm not trying to go get killed by the cops because I'm too high and drunk to know where I'm at. That's just my 2 cents. You can do what you want to do. But anyway, So you do that basic math, right? So it's $20 per skin, right? For the right to be Snoop Dogg in this game, you pay $20. They have a quarter of a billion players in this game. So if they could get, 5% of that quarter of a billion players to buy a Snoop Dogg skin, can somebody tell me what 5% of 250 million is? Let's do the math right quick. 1% is 2.5 million. So 1%, 2.5 million times 5 is 7.5 million. 7.5 million people spend $20 on a Snoop Dogg skin. How much money is that? How much is 7.5 million times 20? Can anybody give me an answer to that question? Any quick mathematicians up in the building that can do that math? Got to do that math if you want to make that money. 7.5 times 20. Somebody give me an answer in the chat. It's not 12 million. Good try. Give me a number. 7.5 times 20 million. How much money do you think that Call of Duty stands to make from a Snoop Dogg skin? Give me an answer. I'm waiting. That 120? No. All right, let me help you with the math. That is $150 million. 7.5 times 2 is 15. 15 times 10 is 150. $150 million they're going to make by creating a Snoop Dogg video game character, right? So if you process that, so you're Snoop Dogg, you're sitting down with them and you're saying, okay, so you anticipate that 5%. Now, 5%, what if it's 10%? I've been playing the game. I play the game with Gmaculate Gaming. That's his platform. You should go follow Gmaculate. He's really good at the game. And I have played the game and run into several players just in my little world who have the Snoop Dogg skin, right? So a lot of these kids are picking up this skin. They're all paying $20 to get it. So process that. You're talking about at least 150 million. I think that's a relatively conservative estimate. It could be as high as 2, 3, 4, 500 million. And here's the thing: you don't look at where things are. You got to look at where things are going. And what I'm seeing is, whoa, if we're just at 150, just from the skin, just that's stage one. What does stage 2, 3, and 4 look like? They're going to do. They're going to end up doing numbers that are absolutely insane, right? They're going to do now. You said somebody says you said 5% of 250 million. Let me make sure I do the math right. Now remember, you got to multiply by 20, right? So 250 million, 1% of 250 million. I'll do it again. Is 2.5 million. So let's do some real simple math here. 2.5 million people. That's not money. That's people. 2.5 million people. So 1% is 2.5 million. 5% would be 2.5 million times 5. That's 7.5 million people. People, not money, people. So 7.5 million people all pay $20. If 7.5 million people pay $10, that's 7.5 times 10. That's $75 million. So if instead of paying 10, they're paying 20. So that's 75 million times 2. That's $150 million. Y'all get the math? Give me a yes if you get what I'm saying. Okay, I don't want to get no argument over math. If I got it wrong, I mean, we all make mistakes, but I did teach math at the University of Kentucky, so we can do multiplication up in here. Okay, we are intelligent Black people. All right, so here's the deal. That 150 million that I just described to you is probably just the beginning. If Snoop negotiated and said, I want 30% of the money, or 150 million, 30% of that is about $45 million. So he's probably signed a deal that's worth 40, 50, 60, $100 million just with Call of Duty. That's one deal. That doesn't count the digital real estate deals that he's doing, where he's owning homes in the metaverse and people are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to live next door to Snoop Dogg in the metaverse. That doesn't count what he's doing in the cannabis industry. Cannabis is going to be massive on the metaverse. Cannabis, metaverse, NFTs, crypto, it's all connected, right? That doesn't count the ownership of Death Row Records and what kind of brand Death Row Records will have in the metaverse. Do you understand that when they did a metaverse concert with Travis Scott, do you know that 27 million people came to the metaverse concert of Travis Scott in the game Fortnite? So this is not child's play. These are games, but this is not child's play. That's why Microsoft bid $68 billion to buy Activision, the company that owns Call of Duty. Call of Duty is their prize asset. So Snoop Dogg is the prize acquisition of the prize acquisition of the prize acquisition of Microsoft. You understand what I'm saying? He is the prize acquisition of Call of Duty is Snoop Dogg. The prize acquisition of Activision is Call of Duty. The prize acquisition of Microsoft is Activision, which owns Call of Duty, which owns the rights to Snoop Dogg's image in that particular corner of the metaverse. So my point is to say this is going to be big. Don't be surprised if Snoop ends up, if one day you just look at the cover of Forbes and you see that Snoop Dogg is a billionaire status, because his net worth will probably, in my view, it will exceed $1 billion, because you're looking at what he's doing with cannabis. You're looking at what he's doing with this one out of many metaverse opportunities, video games. You look at what he's doing with NFTs, massive, multi-billion, eventually $1 trillion industry. And that don't even count the damn music. That don't even count what happens if Death Row Records starts releasing artists in the universe and the metaverse that are making money hand over fist from this very powerful brand that Suge Knight owned, and unfortunately he ended up losing it because sometimes as Black men, when you don't have mentorship from older men to teach you what manhood looks like, you can get a misperception of manhood to think that means you're supposed to go around and do things that are going to get you sent to prison or killed, right? So Snoop Dogg, this is my 2 cents. This is what I'm seeing. I think you're going to see bigger things coming out from this. And also, if you happen to have an interest in learning more about this space, I play Call of Duty all the time, and I love it. I don't care. Some people thought it was kind of weird. They're like, wait, aren't you a little old to play video games? No, I'm not. You're never too old to make money. You're never too old to understand how the world works. You're never too old to connect with other people that see the future. And so I play Call of Duty all the time. And while we're playing Call of Duty, we have intelligent Black conversations. We talk about stocks, etc. So if you want to follow me on Twitch is a big gaming platform. You can go to Twitch and look up Dr. Boyce Watkins. You can follow me on Twitch. So feel free to follow me on Twitch if you want to join in on our investing metaverse conversations, all that stuff. All right. And so I told you guys I would give you a metaverse play that I think you can make that will allow you to participate in some of this. There is a metaverse ETF called the Round Hill Metaverse ETF that I really like. And the ticker symbol is METV, METV. And it's a great way, if you consistently invest there, it's a great way to be connected to all this growth that's happening in the metaverse. It doesn't mean you have to go get into the industry or go do NFTs or anything like that unless you want to. It's really all about just sort of being invested, having your money in assets that are going to grow as the metaverse grows. And I think that this is going to be a pretty significant area. And at some point, actually, in the next year, I'm going to teach a class on the metaverse. I'm all in with both feet. When I got in there and saw Call of Duty and how they were kind of doing things, I said, okay, this is the space that we want to be, because it also allows you to kind of get a lot more things done that you can't get in the regular universe. Okay. All right, guys. So anyway, before I let you go, don't forget the One Africa Unity Conference with Taki Grant and Professor James Small, my wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins, along with Scheherazade Ali and Milena Karenga and there's some other very, very amazing Black people there. If you want to go, that's going to be in Detroit on April 30th. And so if you want to get a pass to that conference, you can go to BoyceWatkins.com. And also just on BoyceWatkins.com, there's a lot of stuff like the All Black National Convention, stuff like that. We just put a link up there if you want to be a vendor at the convention. I know some of you want to come to the convention and sell your goods, or maybe be a sponsor and get some advertising on this platform. Any of those things are available. So feel free to go take a look at BoyceWatkins.com, and you can find out about vendor spots, tickets, all these other things. The convention is going to be October 28th through October 30th in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where we're going to all get together, and we are going to have sessions on NFTs and crypto and metaverse related stuff. We're bringing some experts down, and if you're an expert at pretty much anything, make sure you get on the email list because we're actually doing calls for experts that want to come in and add value to the convention. So we literally need everything from from crypto experts to babysitters who work with children who want to help with our children's curriculum and stuff like that. As long as you're licensed and we don't want anybody to hurt the kids or anything, but we're set up for the whole family. So one way to get on the email list is to go get a free e-copy of my book. My book is How to Invest or How to Build Wealth in the Stock Market by Investing $5 a day. You can go to blackmoneyminute.com. The book is totally free. Go pick it up now, because that's going to be the beginning of what I call the $100,000 pledge, where I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to lay something out and I'm going to make a simple argument and get you all to pledge that you're going to raise $100,000 in capital for your child by the time they're 25 years old, so that they can live a life without student loans. They can live a life without financial stress. They can live a life without going deep in debt. They can live a life in where they're allowed to acquire real estate. They can live a life where they can get ahead financially. I need you to do that for your kids, because a lot of our parents didn't do that for us. And this is something that I think the whole community can embrace. It's very simple, and it's going to make a major move for Black wealth. I'm not here just to talk to you and to just be seen. I'm here to actually do things that are going to change your life. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. Have a good day. God bless you. Thank you for listening. And I will talk to you soon. Take care now. Peace.